Hi beautiful people, welcome back. Today we're going to make granola. It's very simple, but I enjoy making my own granola because I love the taste of my own granola. And also when I make it for myself, I eliminate some of those hidden ingredients in processed foods. Now obviously you can't really get away from all these extra ingredients that we can't even pronounce their names. You can't fully get away from them, but the more I make my own things, the more chances of me getting away from these other ingredients that we don't know where they were created. All right, so I'm making my own granola, homemade granola. It's really simple. I bet you have most of these ingredients at your home already. So let's go through the ingredients. So these are just our basic ingredients. We need rolled oats. Be sure that it's rolled. You can have any seeds, any nuts or seeds. I'm using pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds. You can put walnuts, pecans, almonds, whatever you want in there. This is what I have available, so that's what I'm using. And then you're going to put dried fruit. I have cranberry today. You need olive oil, and I'm going to use dates as my natural sweetener. So to make my natural sweetener, I am boiling some water and I'm going to soak my dates in that hot water for about 30 to 45 minutes. Right now the dates are kind of hard and I need to soften it to make it into a nice sweetener. Dates are naturally sweet and I rather use them instead of honey and sugar. Of course, you can use honey and sugar for your granola. So we start off with the dry ingredients. I'm going to put, I have 1 full bag of oats here because I'm making a big batch so that my sister can have some. So I put some pumpkin seeds first. Then I'm going to put my sunflower seeds. And like I said, you can add any nuts and seeds that you want. This is what I have available today. But whatever you have available, you can add. Any nuts or seeds you want can go in here. So you put all the dry ingredients first and you toss it around. Make sure it's even. Make sure it's enough. Make sure it's the amount that you want. If you need more, like I wanted more, you can toss in some more. After I've tossed my dry ingredients, I'm going to add a few extra things. I'm starting off with some pink Himalayan salt, some cinnamon, and some mixed essence or vanilla essence. So I'm going to add in my salt first, then I'm going to add my cinnamon, and then I'm going to add my vanilla or mixed essence. So you know oats usually need salt, right? Like growing up, mom would always tell me if we're making porridge to put a little bit of salt in it. And you never really knew why, but you just knew that our elders used to do it and they weren't chefs or anything, but yeah, they just knew that oats needed salt. That's why we put salt in our granola, just a little bit. All right, so a little bit of salt, depending on how much oats you have. I have an entire pack of oats. That's why I put that amount. All right, I put just like 3 shakes maybe. And then a lot of cinnamon. I love the taste of cinnamon. All right, so you're gonna mix up all that. And then you're just gonna put a little dash of your mixed essence or vanilla essence. And you're gonna put enough olive oil to coat your oats. So you can start off with a drizzle and toss it. If you think it needs some more, then you'll put some more. All right, so just toss it around and make sure that the oats are coated with the olive oil. You will know if you need more olive oil or not. Also, just letting you know that coconut oil instead of olive oil is actually really awesome. The coconut oil brings out a totally different taste in your granola. I just didn't have coconut oil today, but to be honest, I prefer to use coconut oil instead of olive oil. So just letting you know that. Okay, so all the ingredients I need so far, they're in there, and I'm gonna let it sit there for a moment. You can actually taste this dry. Eating raw oats is actually pretty healthy for you. So you can taste it dry to see if you need anything extra. I'm not tasting because I'm fasting this morning. I'm fasting until 12 because my body is not ready for food as yet. Like my body would tell me if it was hungry and I don't feel hungry, so I'm gonna allow my body to get into eating when it's ready, and it's not ready right now. So I'm not even gonna taste. And I've made it so many times, I don't really need to taste it. All right, so I'm gonna let that sit there because I'm still waiting on my sweetener. You if you are not making your own sweetener, then at this point you will add some sugar and some honey and mix it up, taste it, and then it's ready for the oven. I'm making my sweetener, so I have to wait a bit. All right, now the thing with granola is you have to check on it constantly so it will not burn. So you're going to check it in 10-minute increments and toss it and then put it back in the oven. You're going to put it on a baking tray. I just use foil paper. All right, so you're going to just put it on your foil paper and put it in the oven at 350, and every 10 minutes you go in the oven, take it out and toss it around and then put it back in the oven. That way it will cook evenly. If you just leave it in there, it's bound to burn. The edges will burn and the inside will still be raw. All right, so that is the trick with granola. Going into the oven every 10 or 15 minutes to toss it and put it back in. Now my dates have been soaking for about 45 minutes. They are softened up and ready to go into the food processor. I put a little bit of water in there and it's able to blend. If you're blending it and you realize it needs more water, you can add more water to it. Now the more water you add to your sweetener, then you may end up with a chewy granola. So if your sweetener is very watery, you'll end up with a chewy granola. If you notice, my sweetener is not watery, it's thick in consistency. So I'm going to end up with a dry granola, okay? So I've mixed my sweetener in there and now I'm ready to put it on my foil and pop it in the oven. And like I said earlier, my oven is on 350. So my granola has been in the oven for about 10 minutes. So I'm going to take it out and toss it around and then pop it back in. Now, remember this recipe is just a basic recipe. You can even add peanut butter to your granola if you love the taste of peanut butter. There are so many things you can add to your granola. But I'm just making a basic granola today. Okay, so remember to tweak it and make it your own. This is just the basics. You can add and take away as you please and just experiment and make it your own. All right, so back in the oven it goes. And I've done this quite a few times. Probably on the 5th time or so, I checked it and I tossed it and I felt like it was done. It was just brown enough, it was bronze enough, it was perfect. Look at it. See, it's cooked enough for me. So at this point, I'm going to add my dried fruit. Today, I'm only adding cranberries, but you can add other dried fruits. You can add dried pawpaw, dried pineapple, and toss it in there after it's cooked. When you toss your dried fruit in there, you're going to put it back in the oven, but take off the oven. Just put it back in the oven with the heat that's left over in the oven, okay? So once you're adding your dried fruit, you're going to take your oven off and then put it back into the oven. So after adding my dried fruit, I left it in the oven for about 10 minutes with the oven off, and then my granola was done. Here it is. All right, it's perfect for me, and like I said, it's a simple, basic granola. You can add more to it or you can take away. Sometimes, as you can see, I would add other fruits. I have nuts in there and dried pawpaw, dried pineapple. I have dried banana. There's so much that you can add to your granola. All right, so from the 1 pack of granola, I got these 2 bottles, and one of those bottles is for my sister. So you can have your granola with almond milk or any milk of your choice for breakfast, or you can just have the plain granola as a snack. Or you can do like my sister did here. She made some vegan ice cream. This vegan ice cream is made with frozen banana, frozen blueberries, and frozen strawberries. I think I'll have her come on my channel and show you her ice cream recipe. But we added the granola to the ice cream and it was perfect. So granola is so versatile and it's so easy to make. And like I said, it can be breakfast or it can be a snack. And as a bonus quick recipe, you may have seen before that I made some patties earlier up in the week, and I also made some cashew sauce earlier up in the week, and I had leftovers. So I'm going to show you my leftover recipe. So I put my patties in the freezer. They are frozen. So I put it on a pan with some hot oil. You can also put it back in the oven to warm it up, or you can warm it up in an air fryer. But I just chose to do it in a skillet on the stove because I felt for a nice oily bean burger. And for me, oils, that's where I get my healthy fats from. I don't use canola oil or vegetable oil. I use olive oil, coconut oil, and there are healthy fats in there. So I really wanted an oily burger for breakfast this morning. So as you can see, I topped it with some of my leftover cashew cheese and I made some fresh buns, and that was breakfast. A nice fresh burger with leftovers. So I just wanted to show you how you can utilize your leftover sauce and your leftover bean patties and make brand new recipes with them, okay? This is leftover salad from yesterday. You remember I made this pak choy salad? I had some left over, so I used it as my greens for my burger. All right, and there it is. Isn't it delectable? Can you believe that this is all vegan, all plant-based? Yeah, it was awesome. All right, so I hope you guys are good. I hope you stay blessed. And remember, you can take leftovers and simple ingredients and make an awesome, delectable meal. So I just want you to listen to this sizzle. Enjoy!